Sorry, I'm starting the stream late. I was, for good reason, I was engrossed in my writing and I basically let the time slip by. So I apologize for that. So today we have a fun topic, which is sports in academia. And what I want to share with you is the sports that I do and how they help me. Now, my goal in doing sports is not to improve my writing performance, to improve my academic performance. Um, Actually, my sense is that sports, or at least the sports that I do, allow me to have some sort of like achievement and performance outside of academia, that is more short term, makes me feel better, and helps me with my overall mental health, my wellness, my happiness, and also with friendships. So I didn't do sports for many years, and then I began doing sports because um, I wasn't happy with my body. And obviously, everybody's beautiful and valid, but each of us needs to decide, how they want themselves to be. And at the time, my decision was that I needed to improve, not for aesthetic reasons, but because, for example, abdominal fat is a leading cause of very very serious diseases. I have history of heart disease in my family, so um, I just wanted to feel better. So I began by running, and um, and running is what I found in running is that it was a great way to sort of like clear my mind halfway through the day, and that it also, and what I really liked about it is that it also gave me very quick achievements and improvements. When you write papers, it takes years to see the fruit of your work, a lot of rejections and so on. In running, what I found is that I was improving more and more, and I could see on my speed, on how long I would run, and so on. I would see progress, and that was really really a change from academia, where progress is very slow, and and many people with very good publications doubt that they're making any progress at all. So this was really welcome, not just for mental health, but actually for well-being. Made me feel happy, and I remember that after a year, I started running. I did a half marathon, and it just felt so good. I wasn't like amazing fast, but I was fast enough. I was running every day, 5 kilometers every day. So I I classified to be like on like the serious runners area of the start, and it felt great. Seeing everybody that was like amateurish behind me, and I'm in the sort of serious runner band. So it felt really great. I finished. I didn't have a target for time. I just wanted to finish, but I finished in the top 30% of finishers, and I finished under 12 kilometers per hour, which made me feel like super super proud. So yeah, so that was great. Unfortunately, exactly after that race, I found that I had a knee injury that basically prevented me from running. And that is when I discovered the amazing sport that I do today. And you can see it here on the slide. I foot bike. And a foot bike is basically, if you want a scooter with bicycle size tires. Okay, so the great thing about the foot bike is that it has zero impact. So I have like really bad knees that took injections, have leg issues because of my lower back. I'm like I'm I have pain in my legs for multiple hours a day, every day, but I never, first, I'm never in pain when I foot bike, and I never have um, exercise pain from foot biking, leg pain, joint pain, nothing. So, and that's because the movement in a foot bike, you're pushing with your abs, um, and with the momentum of your legs, and you are and the movement on the floor is friction. So your leg is not hitting the floor, you're just swiping the floor, just doing friction. So it's amazing. It's a really cool sport also if you enjoy cardio. So I'll tell you, like yesterday, let me see. I have to check on my phone. But yesterday I had a pretty nice session. Let's see. Um, no, yesterday I foot biked for 43 minutes. Okay. Um, and that includes the time to go and come back from the park where I foot bike, and I burned 631 calories at an average heart rate of 151 beats per minute. Okay, so that's a pretty nice workout. This is better than, actually, this is a better workout cardio wise than running for the same amount of time, at least for me, right? So I know how many calories I spend on running, so I would spend less calories running for 45 minutes than I did foot biking. So low impact, high cardio, high burning. The great thing about foot biking is that if you get tired or so on, you just slow the cadence of your stepping, but you're still you're still exercising, so you don't have, it's not like running that you end up like having to walk. So in foot bike you can always it's much easier to pace yourself, and I just think it's much more fun than running, perhaps because it's faster than running. I don't know. There's also like the momentum in the bicycle, and that you can lean a little bit for turns. You don't have to, but you can. So I just think it's much more fun to foot bike than run. I don't bike because to basically to get the same calorie burn in biking, you need to go much faster than a foot bike. And I just think it's dangerous. I mean, like, professional cyclists fall and die when they're going pretty fast. So I'm not a professional cyclist. So foot biking, love it very much. Right now I have 3 foot bikes. So I have this one, which is a very light 7 kilogram full aluminum race foot bike. And here in Lille, to work out, I use a mountain foot bike, which is far heavier. So it's a little bit more of a workout, but I can go to the park and be in the park, whereas this race bike is for asphalt, for pavement. And then also I have a smaller foot bike that I used to go and come from work. Just a cheaper one, easy to park, lighter than my mountain foot bike. And so this is like really a sport that I love. And again, really gives you improvement and feedback. So I really love that. Other than foot biking, I also do martial arts. I've been doing martial arts for 10 years. Martial arts for me, it's a little bit like research where I like suck at it. But, when there is an improvement, you really feel like it's a huge accomplishment. So I've been doing it for 10 years. Normally it's 2 to 3 years to get a black belt. I haven't gotten mine yet. I've also had to stop because, moving to Lille and so on. But, I just want to make sure that I'm great at it. So martial arts, is much more like academia, where you're slowly mastering specific movements and you're understanding your body much better. So I enjoy that. It's not as good for my mental health as foot biking because I suck. So there's a lot of failure. But on the flip side, that means that everything that I learned about coping with failure and resilience and so on in academia translates to martial arts. Martial arts is a very like social sport. I have a bunch of friends in martial arts, um, and and I really like that side of it. Foot biking is not social at all, especially because I don't know anybody else in Lille that does foot biking. Never seen anybody on the street foot biking. So yeah. So martial arts is very social. Bunch of friends, have huge amount of fun, and you learn a lot of things from you know weapons and kicking and so on. And I always say that the person I want to impress is young Joao. So when I was 12 and 13, so I think that if young Joao knew that I was doing things I knew how to do like double nunchucks and spin staffs and and do jumping turning kicks, he would be impressed. So that's my audience, young Joao. So yeah, so it's just cool also to do martial arts. You learn cool things, but again, lots more failure than in running and in foot biking. Uh, what do I get to for and again, the goal is well-being. I feel happy, have a balanced life. But is there anything that I get from foot biking and martial arts to writing? Well, I think definitely there's a positive effect on my mental health that especially from foot biking that helps. That there's a daily sense of accomplishment. I'm good at foot biking, I think, much better than at writing papers. So that makes me happy, makes me feel accomplished. Also, when you're alone with yourself in your foot bike for 45 minutes, you have some time to think, and it's a little bit like getting ideas for papers on the shower. So sometimes I got ideas for papers on top of my foot bike. So that also helps, but I'd guess that's it. So I'd really encourage you to try some sort of sport in your routine. I think you'll be refreshed by being in an activity that gives you regular positive feedback. That's not something we get all the time with students, with papers, and so on and so forth. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope this was useful. If you want to try foot biking and want some advice about what's the best like first foot bike to buy, let me know, and I'm happy to share. Okay, everybody, thanks so much. Have a good one.